You're listening to the Zine Collector Podcast, Episode 22, International Zine Month. Hello, Zine friends, and welcome back to the Zine Collector Podcast. I'm your host, Jaime Nyx, and I'm finally back, so let's talk about zines. Oh my goodness, it has been a while since you've heard that music, hasn't it? Oh my goodness me. Yes, I believe in the last episode I talked a bit about plans for the future episodes, and wow, hi, we're nearly in July. Oh my goodness me, it's good to be back on the podcast. I haven't been far away. I've still been doing Happy Mail Mondays, but yeah, as far as the podcast goes, obviously, yeah, it's been a while, that's for sure. I've talked here, there, and pretty much everywhere about how difficult 2019 has been for a lot of people, so know that thoughts and prayers, well, I don't really do the prayer side of things, but like thoughts, good vibes, and all my love is going out to all the people, all the wonderful zine friends who are struggling or have been struggling, you know, that sort of thing. We're getting to the middle of the year, and I am determined that the middle of the year will be a turning point at which we go, okay, so 2019 started out that way, but then it'll be a great second half of the year. So yes, I am back. Yes, it really does feel good after being away for so long, but you just have to go with the flow sometime, and you have to be really forgiving of yourself, and you have to acknowledge your energy levels and just do what you can do while you're doing it, and the rest will happen eventually. That being said, I do want to, this is the usual notes and announcements part of the podcast, and I do want to take the opportunity to say thank you to everyone who has been commenting about how they like the podcast, especially lately when I haven't, posted anything for 6 months. Yeah, and yet people are still saying, oh, thank you, and I listened to this, and that sort of thing, and just with everything going on and all of the chaos and everything, it was a really good reminder that I do make some things that put some sunshine out into the world, but it was also a good reminder that people would be here for whenever I was able to get back. So yes, thank you all so much for all the lovely comments. It really helps get me through the rougher times, and it really helps motivate me to get going on things that I could have otherwise slacked on, though. I wouldn't call it slacking so much, just life that happens. So yeah, I'm back. I don't know exactly how the consistency. I'm not sure whether it will be fortnightly again or whether it will be monthly, but we'll see as we go. I'd like to drop right back into fortnightly, but yeah, if 2019 has taught me anything, it's that you need to be flexible with your plans because stuff happens. Oh my goodness, gee. See, I really am. I'm just sitting here really excited to be making another podcast episode because, yeah, I guess when you held a dream for so long and then you did it and you had to delay it again for whatever reason, it just feels really good to be back. Yeah. So I'll stop the Babylonians. I'm sorry. I will stop my babbling for the moment and cover some zine events that are coming up. I have my handy dandy little list here of zine events that are happening in July. So on July 6th and 7th in Takasaki, Japan, we have Zinfini number 12. On July 7th in London in the UK, DIY Space for London Zine Fair. On July 13th on Southend-on-Sea in the UK, we have Girl Zine Fair at Village Green Festival. Also on July 13th, in various cities, in Erie, or Ayr, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, and around the UK, we have Small Press Day 2019. And also on the 13th, in Mexico, in Tijuana, Mexico, we have the Tijuana Zine Fest. And the last happening on the 13th, a very popular day, in Chelmsford, UK, or Chelmsford, we have a zine workshop as part of Small Press Day 2019. On July 22nd through 26th, in Michigan City, Indiana, in the US, we have zine, comics, and stickers, oh my. On July 25th in Philadelphia in the US, we have DIY Zine Workshop, which is apparently a monthly workshop. On the 25th as well in York, UK, we have the York Zine Club. On the 26th through the 28th in Ecuador, and I'm going to say this city wrong and I apologize in advance, in Guayaquil, we have the Guayaquil Fanzine Fest. In Swindon on July 27th in the UK, we have the Swindon Zine Fest. On the 28th in Greensboro, North Carolina in the US, we have the Greensboro Zine Fest. And on July 28th in Manchester, UK, we have the Northwest Zine Fest. Woo! So much happening. I've even missed reading out the events because it just gets me excited to see there's so much happening all around the world. And there is a lot more where that comes from. If you would like a direct line on zine events happening around the world or would like your zine event to be listed, check out @fanzines on Twitter and Facebook. Links, as always, will be in the description. In the last episode of the podcast, it was a bit of a wrap-up episode where I talked about plans for this year, looking back, looking forward, that sort of thing. To be quite honest, I haven't listened back over it. I haven't listened back over any of the episodes because it was either I spend today recording, editing, uploading, or I spend the day looking back and listening back on previous episodes, which I will do because I want to make sure I'm not repeating myself too much. I certainly do that well enough with a lot of the phrases I say. So yes, including that one. I say that a lot. So instead of recapping that episode, which I didn't review before doing this, let's start fresh because I am very excited because this coming Monday, July 1st, I think it's Monday. Oh gosh, I'm saying that and now I'm not sure. But anyway, coming up in less than a week is the start of International Zine Month, which, as you may or may not know, is the entire month of July where there are prompts. There's a prompts list for things you can do every day to spread the zine love through the Zineverse and let people know about all kinds of zines. Now, if you're not familiar, I have a little handy dandy quote here from stolenandSharpieRevolution.org. I believe it's a .org. I should really write these things down when I prep for shows. Same old, same old. May have been 6 months, but things just stay the same. Goodness. So from Stolen Sharpie Revolution, the website, not the awesome, awesome, awesome book. If you're not watching on YouTube, I paused to lean over because behind me I have the most recent and edition of Stolen Sharpie Revolution and the edition that I first got way back in 2010 or 2011. Can't quite remember. So, about that quote from Alex Reck, the creator of International Zine Month. During conversations with friends, I found myself saying, wouldn't it be rad if there was an International Zine Month? Which led to the question as to who would make it official. This was actually a silly question since zines are inherently DIY. There was no one who would make it official, but I could just do it yourself. I figured to pair it with the 24-hour zine thing, which would be a good idea. And since that takes place in the month of July, Bum ba da bum. July is International Zine Month. It's very exciting. We have Zine Remo in November and Mini Zine March as well. But yes, International Zine Month has been the longest lasting one. Really, it's been the event that inspired the other two month-long events. And yes, it's just so exciting. Everybody gets really exciting. And I imagine that lots of people who don't know about zines finally hear about zines and all of that good stuff. And I am all about sharing the zine love, sharing the zine joy, spreading that zine good sunshine stuff. Oh my goodness, yes. See, I still get this excited about all the things. So, what do you do during International Zine Month? Now, I'll have links in the description to all the good stuff where you can go and you can download the prompts list. The prompts list looks like this. Now, mine is a bit shiny, and obviously, if you're listening to the podcast, you have no idea what I'm showing to the camera right now, but it's the 31 days of International Zine Month. And this is for this year. Thank you to Alex Rec for making us a nice, fresh new list. Mine shiny because I always cut it down and laminate it because I take it with me for zine enthusiasm on the go, and after the month is over I can use it as a bookmark. Now, there are all kinds of things you can do, but I'll start out with like NaNoWriMo. There's a lot of National Novel Writing Month. There's things you can do for prepping for it. Now, what I personally like to do is I like to read down the list and say, okay, this day I'm going to have to take a picture. This day I'm going to, I need to rummage through my old favorite zines so I can grab out an old favorite, that sort of thing. Because, for instance, day 2 is Zine Rewind. Reread your favorite zines and remind yourself why you love them. So yeah, it's good to, I think, if you're taking this as seriously as I do. It's a lot of fun, but I do take it very seriously. Then it's good to have a read through and kind of mentally prepare yourself and that sort of thing. I always, I think almost always, or always, I'm not sure, miss a day or two and then have to catch up. But, don't put stress on yourself. I know I said I take it seriously and everything, but it is meant to be fun. It's for the joy of zines. So yes, definitely take a deep breath, have some fun, spread some joy. And if there are prompts that you can't do, it's all good. It is all good. So, as I was saying, there is a kind of a preparation thing and stage, I guess, which we are in right now. So that's what I like to do to prepare. Just have a read through and kind of go, okay, I'll need photos and this scene and that sort of thing. But you can also check out WeMakeZines.com. It is a little bit quiet, I will admit, but there are forums, there are places for calls for submissions. There's a section where you can put up zine reviews. You can connect with other zinesters. I'm on there. There are a lot of people on there, and I'm sure Alex Rec is on there as well. I'm just drawing blanks at the moment because I'm scattered and excited and, the usual. So yes, check out WeMakeZines.com. Now, I am part of the admin team, so if you have any trouble signing up, we get a lot of spam signups. If you are having any trouble getting your account approved, shoot me an email. I'm happy to help. I do live in Australia, so my hours might be out a bit, but usually within 28 to 48 hours, if not sooner, I'll get back to you. And just let me know the username you signed up with and the email you signed up with, and I can go in and make sure you get approved rather than waiting to see if you've been lost in the spam avalanche. Yep, that's what I'm going with, spam avalanche. But yeah, there are literally hundreds of signups every day to the forum. So yeah, that would probably be your best way to make sure that you aren't lost in that. And if you're listening to this later, be it August, be it 2020, that sort of thing, that still applies. I mean, unless something happens to me, I will be there. I will still be there. I will still be on the admin team. I will still be doing my thing. So always feel free to email me. Contact details in the description, of course. And yes, just like I said, username and the email you signed up with, though it should be fine with just the email. But we'll see how it goes. I'm just covering all my bases because I haven't actually written this down. I haven't planned this out. I'm kind of just flying by the seat of my pants, which is a really weird saying. I really want to look up where that came from because, who wants wings on their bum? It just doesn't make sense to me. So that is part of the prep. And also part of the prep are more of a reminder throughout the month. On social media, use the hashtag IZM2019, or for the Americans, IZM2019. I think yes. Hashtag IZM2019, and that is another great way to find other people who are doing the International Zine Month thing and having fun. And yeah, I love going on Instagram and surfing the hashtag, and Twitter will be another great one too for finding the hashtag. So yeah, that's lots of fun, lots of good things to do beforehand. And what's really fun is we have this task list, if you will. I don't think to call it a task list, because task list you go, kind of right away, whereas activities list sounds a little, anyway. So we have our daily prompts, there we go, and we have some extra credit on there as well. And your extra credit, you can read a zine every day, attend or organize a zine event, do a 24-hour zine and sign up at 24hourzines.com, draw a comic a day and then release a comic zine, very cool, write about your progress daily online. Now the last one is pretty much what I do. I'm not very good at drawing, or sketching or art or anything, so comics are not for me, and 24-hour zine thing is usually a spontaneous decision for me if I do it. So yeah, I'll leave that one up in the air. But if you are making a 24-hour zine, please let me know, especially if you're live streaming it. Twitch, that's what I was trying to think of. If you're Twitch streaming it, if you're YouTube live streaming it, that sort of thing. When I made a 24-hour zine, gosh, it wasn't this year, it was late last year, I think. Anyway, I did a dual live stream on Instagram with Latibule, which was really fun. Except the thing about live streaming on Instagram is that they do have a time cutoff, which is kind of annoying, but understandable given the platform. So yes, there's a lot of extra fun things you can do as well. And of course, if I haven't made it abundantly clear, I will definitely be joining in. I try to post every day, but if I do miss a day, I'll catch up. You'll find pretty much the bulk of what I'm doing on seagreenzines.com, but I love Instagram. It is my social media of choice, and so if there are photo fun things to be posted, then I will be posting there as well. And yeah, I just want to wrap up on one note, because I have been really excitedly about International Zine Month. Please do not be shy when it comes to letting me know if you are participating, because I want to know. On my blog posts, at the end of every blog post, I have a list of people who are participating in International Zine Month, be it a link to their blog or a link to their Instagram or whatnot. So please do feel free to let me know so I can put your name /link in the end bit of the post, and that end bit goes on every single post through the rest of the month. So with any luck, as more people discover it, the list will grow and you can connect with all kinds of fun zine friends, new zine friends around the world, which is another bonus benefit of International Zine Month. So yes. Oh my goodness me. I'm halfway thinking, yay, let's see, I'll break us into thirds. I'm halfway, yay, I'm back and I'm making the podcast. And I'm 1/3 thinking, people know. Anybody who's going to listen to the podcast or watch the podcast already know about International Zine Month. But then 1/3 of me is thinking, you never know. You never know. It might be new for somebody. So why not? So here's to the 1/3 of the why not. With the why not. And yes, another thank you to Alex Rec for a lovely, awesome printable list. Yes, there is a printable file. I will have the link in the show notes. So yeah, I resize mine. I think the file Alex gives is on US paper, but it's really easy to resize. But if you have any trouble resizing or anything like that, and you just want to be able to just go, blah, I just want to print it because I like printing on A5, just let me know. I like InDesign, I like Photoshop, I like those sorts of things, so I can definitely help you out with that. My inbox is open, and that is the same for the rest of the month and really anytime. There are times when I get really behind on my emails, just like my postal mail, but know that it may not happen overnight, but it will happen. I haven't even seen the ad that's from, but Wander has said that to me so many times. Goodness me. And that is where I will wrap up International Zine Month. As I probably have mentioned already, I haven't really planned out this show all that much. I thought I'd just have an excited ramble because that's how I feel. And that's the kind of excitement level I have for International Zine Month. So yes, if there's anything that I have confused you with, or if you want more information about anything specific, definitely check out the show notes. And yeah, email is open. And before I wrap up completely, I would like to do the Sharing is Caring segments. Sharing is Caring is a little non-sponsored segment about zine spaces, places, and other things and people I am living in the zine-verse. And it's been a while, as I've said, and I've played around a lot with the idea of what I want in the podcast, what I don't want in the podcast. Could I shuffle things around? Could I add? Could I take away? All of that sort of thing. And the thing I want to definitely always keep is Sharing is Caring. It's a very important segment to me. It's where I say thank you. It's where I share my excitement about things and people and spaces and all that stuff. So Sharing is Caring is definitely sticking around. And one other thing I've been thinking about lately is where seagreenzines started out, when way back in, 2010 or something, when it was just me, some zines, and a lot of enthusiasm. The next line that people usually say after, well, in the beginning, I never would have dreamed. But the thing is, I did dream. From nearly the beginning, I wanted the distro and the podcasts and so on and so forth. I wasn't quite madly enthusiastic enough to just dive right in without doing a lot of preparation and research, but here we are. So what does this have to do with Sharing is Caring? Well, in today's Sharing is Caring, with the gap in time and just with the reflections I've been thinking about lately and everything, today's Sharing is Caring is a person, and that person is my amazing friend, LP. Yay! Insert the applause noises here. LP is an amazing, awesome person from the Netherlands whose zine library cleanout actually supplied me with my first zine review stash, Zines 4 review stash. LP has been there since pretty much the beginning, always cheering all of my ideas even the ones and not getting frustrated with me with the ideas that I didn't go through with, and just being really enthusiastic about all the things I did get done, reminding me to be kind to myself, to be patient with myself, which are things that are not only difficult, but I just forget to even attempt frequently. So yes, it's really exciting for me, and it's a very small way of thanking this amazing person in my life for everything they have done. And yeah, LP writes a blog called Featured Meg, which is a dual language blog. There's a version in English and a version in Dutch as well. And there are a lot of colorful, wonderful, fun pictures to enjoy on LP's Instagram. So I believe LP has a link tree. And if you haven't heard of Linktree before, it's kind of like the one ring to rule them all. It's the one link to link them all. And it's a one-stop shop for all the links a person has. But yeah, I'll have LP's Linktree in the description for you. So yes, a short sharing is caring, but that is also a thank you to someone who has supported me and been enthusiastic and been a great listener and everything for a long time, and really a lovely, wonderful note to start this season 2 of the Zine Collector. Is that right? Can I start a season 2 and just have it on the 22nd episode? I'm not sure, but yes. All right. Thank you, LP, for everything you've done. That is it for today, my wonderful zine friends. It feels so good to be back. I hope it's good to have me back. If you have any questions about zines, zine reviewing, me, the wall of happiness behind me, if you're watching this on YouTube, where to find this podcast if you're not watching it on YouTube, if you'd like to listen to it, you can always leave questions, tweet at me, Instagram message me, anything, whatever your preferred is. Twitter probably will take a while because I'm not on there very often, but yeah, all the good stuff. And as I mentioned, all the stuff about emails. Remember that everything I say in this podcast is my opinion. There are no gatekeepers in the Zineverse, nor should there be. I am one fluffy little zineberry sitting here in rural Australia, just being happy. I am by no means any sort of authority. Links to everything I've talked about are in the show notes. Be sure to stop by seagreenzines.com, where I review zines every Thursday and Friday, and there should be at least one post per day every day in July, if not more. Yes, I will still be doing Happy Mail Monday. I will, crossing fingers, knock on wood, be doing another podcast or two in July. All of the good stuff, all of the regular stuff remains regular, and I just pile International Zine Month posts on top. So yes, no worries there about all of the good stuff. And now we come to the business part of the podcast, where I say the music for this podcast, Spanish Summer by Audionautics, is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution License. And here we are, zine friends. Oh, I want to virtual hugs to everyone. Feels good to be back, even though I wasn't really away as such. At least definitely not physically, mentally away from the podcast. But anyway, I really need to stop rambling so I can get this all put together. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who subscribes, be it on YouTube or your various podcast apps. I'm a fan of a couple of podcast apps, and Pocket Casts, and another one I can't think of right now. Of course. So yes, thank you all so much, and thank you for all the support and all of the good things. This is the Zine Collector podcast. I'm your host, Jaime Nyx, and until next time, make some zines and spread some sunshine. Mwah. It's so good to be back. Oh, this is great.